Well, if you're a CEO and you're listening, then I'm already giving you a lot of credit because you've taken time out of your very crazy schedule to inspire yourself, right? So that's a big plus. So what do you see? Everybody's crazy busy, right? Your calendar is back to back with meetings. And I think not just only on a personal level it matters, but also when you are running transformation. Mm-hmm. I think it's really crucial to stand still on a regular basis to check, hey, am I being the leader that I want to be? Right? Am I leading in line with my values? But also when you look at transformation, whether it's CX transformation or digital transformation, is our transformation moving in the right direction? Right? And for that you need thinking space, right? You need literal space in your calendar to just think and reflect. I think one of the profound questions is, do you want to lead transformation based on your calendar? Or do you want to lead transformation based on your values?
Yeah. When did you discover the importance of reflection?
I think as any leader knows, a big part of leadership development is understanding your background, right? How you grew up, because that tends to have an impact on specific patterns. Mm-hmm. So I think I was 25 when I entered that. It was a 3-year leadership program. So for me, just diving into your history and the consequences of that history, that was an important part. And the other part was just one very specific event or something that happened where we were, and I can't even remember what kind of session it was, but it was part of this leadership development program. Yeah, I was already doing my PhD. And then the person guiding the session, he sort of challenged me and he said, hey, I think that you're not sort of hiding behind your PhD, but he felt, it feels to me like you feel that you cannot voice your vision until you have finalized your PhD, right? Otherwise, you don't have any credibility. Something like that, right? So I started thinking about that. I thought, is that indeed true? Is that not true? And I felt there was some truth in that. So I think that was sort of a profound reflection where I think I started more blogging, started more, creating articles.
Nice.
So that was one side of the sort of waking me up, making it conscious. And the other part about diving into your family history. And of course, I think everybody takes some patterns out of their family history. One can have more intense history than others. And in my case, it was pretty intense. So that made me aware of subconscious patterns that I wasn't aware that they played a role, right? Personally or in work. And I think also those, let's say, coaching sessions made me conscious about, hey, there are patterns here. First of all, there are patterns. And second of all, do they serve me still? Or are they not serving me? And I think also on a values level, what are my own values? What are values maybe from my family? Which values do I want to keep? Which values maybe do I want to develop?
Yeah.
So I think those two combined, I think took reflection to a more conscious level. And for me, every time where I went through, let's say, a profound new level, that's also linked to once you see it, right? So for me, that's all about, hey, once I see a pattern, I cannot unsee it. I'm noticing, let's say, that the more space I have in my agenda, the more value I can add to the world.
Yeah.
I'm more and more consciously designing my calendar like that to make sure that, hey, I need to have time to reflect, to add more value, to come up with creative ideas. At least for me, it matters, right? That you think about, hey, what kind of leader do I want to be? And yes, maybe you want to make sure that you get more business results, more revenue. But on a personal level, like kind of what legacy do you want to leave? So I don't know, 5 years from now, how do you want people to think of, hey, when Miranda was CEO, this and this really stuck with me from her as a person. And I think for that, you need to have space, right? I think for you to be there for your fellow leaders, you need to make sure that, let's say, all your patterns, right? Instead of you projecting all your patterns on them, the more sort of clean you are, right? The more pure you can see others, the more value you can add to others. So for me, integrity, right? Really being in line with what you say is what you do. And just showing up for others, right? I think the more centered you are, the better you can play the role that the world needs of you to play.
Yeah.
But if you also look at your transformation, right, probably you have a vision, right? You want the company to go somewhere. And you might need to inspire your colleagues and employees to go with you on the journey. Or people come to you with questions. And I think the more balanced you are, and it's not about sort of being perfect, right? It's also a learning journey for everyone.
Yeah.
I think there's such a need for authenticity, for focusing on purpose, for doing meaningful work. I think the more that you can lead from you, people feel that. Humans just feel this, they have a super clear radar for when something's not authentic.
Yeah.